What's up guys, Bryan here. Welcome to Lockdown Guitar Lessons, lesson number 4. Today, let's talk about posture. Talking to you about it today will serve as a great reminder for myself as well. First of all, I would say that practicing sitting down, you definitely want to keep your back as straight as possible. Okay, make sure it's a nice, comfy chair. Second thing is, I try not to cross my legs when I practice. Since the way that I play, my guitar is on my right leg, it's very tempting to kind of cross my leg like this, so that it's a little bit higher. But after a while, like 20 minutes, half an hour or so, I really start to feel a bit of pain since I'm stretching my back quite a bit whilst crossing my legs. I would try and put my feet flat on the ground, like this, so that if you could adjust the height of your seat, that's great. Okay, too high and the guitar starts to slip down, right? And too low, then I'm kind of feeling my legs want to stretch outwards when I'm playing. So I'm kind of sitting back too much and almost relaxing a bit too much, like that, almost like this. Yeah. So just make sure it's kind of just the right height. And I suppose a lot of the time you'd be kind of looking at a computer when you practice for, YouTube and recordings, online material, or even scores and books. And I would recommend, the right table height as well. You can probably look at that from an office worker's perspective, looking at a screen, that should all cover it. Then moving on to more specifics of the hands and actually playing. Keeping both hands as relaxed as possible, and also keeping both wrists as straight as possible as well. So we don't want to see any of this going on, or any of that, or in the other direction as well. Okay, that's because when your wrists are straight, that's where the most amount of energy can be transferred. Okay, for example, you don't see people throwing punches with their wrist curled up like this or this. In fact, that's probably quite dangerous for themselves to actually break their wrist. So the most amount of power comes when your wrist is straight. That transfers across quite well when you're playing guitar, because you want everything to be efficient. And a lot of the time, playing guitar is all about the motion. And this is just talking about playing sat down. I think you'll find the wrist problem to be more prominent when you're playing standing up, especially if you like to have your guitar hanging down low. Then you would have to kind of bend your wrist to reach. And finally, talking about standing up, you'd probably want to know how to set the height of the strap. And in fact, sitting down at a good height, sitting down is very good for determining your strap height. The perfect strap height should make the guitar feel as if you were playing sat down. So in this case, I've set it so that when I put my strap on the shoulder, the guitar, the weight of the guitar is not entirely carried by my shoulder. And that would be the case if the strap was too short, right? It would be all the way up here. Yeah, and I would have no support from my leg. Whereas if it's too low, my guitar would start going like this way, or start falling away. One thing that you'll notice as well, if your strap is too long, meaning you're wearing your guitar too low, would be that when you sit down and play, your strap would always fall off. And if you watch videos of the rock guitar gods, in their interviews, sometimes when they sit down and play, their straps do fall off. So keeping your back straight is another good way of testing whether the strap is too high or too low. Okay, and I feel like this is just the right amount. And try and find the most comfortable position for you. Perhaps some people like to use a footrest to raise their right leg up, and try and adopt other people's posture as well from certain styles. For example, in classical, some people will play with their guitars over here, and certainly with a footrest as well. And with the hands, their position might be slightly different. So look at different styles and take influence from them. I tend to prefer to play with my guitar at an angle almost. Yeah, so my right hand is almost at the back, and the reason behind that is because I can reach a lot higher when I'm at an angle. And recently I've been practicing trying not to look at the guitar too much when I'm playing. And that might be something that you want to try. Maybe play along with something that something like a transcription of a song, a section of a song, and just try and maybe look away and see if you can play the same thing. That will avoid the thing of what most guitarists do when they practice long hours, is that they have a slouched neck because they're always looking at the fretboard. Those are the few things that I would recommend for you to have a look at for yourselves. If you have any more tips for me, then please comment down below and share this with your guitar friends as well to improve their posture. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for more lessons like these, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.